Oh, that is what I'm using. You're right. Yeah, I was kind of in a panic just trying to find something to work. I think it having a very, very like straightforward plot. Have more creative with the names of your countries here. It's like, yes, the great and terrible war between Virginia and West Virginia. Okay, so there's a Shining Force. Same developers, very clearly. They still enjoy this framing device for saving and loading your game, which I appreciate to this day. Vanillaware also likes this sort of thing. Well, I guess we're still doing this. Although, oh, I can get my home name now. Excellent. Just looks wrong without the O. Yeah, this was back in the day when it was like still not guaranteed that you could save everything. A lot of password-based stuff in the Genesis. Once again, we have our very nice little animated everything. So yeah, I think I was playing this last time. Well, first of all, this is what I expect out of bookshelves in Shining Force games. This thing, that thing, and many more books. But, yeah, the thing that sets us apart from other tactical RPGs of the time, which I guess was basically just Fire Emblem, come to think of it, is this is much more RPG-ish when you're not in combat. As far as just, you know, like exploring towns and poking every barrel and whatnot. Having an overworld with random encounters on it, for that matter. I think that's more of a thing in the second game. A bit. Our nice little jaunty town theme here. Got that cool keep over the one shoulder look going on. And then reloading face to the side because they mirror that sprite. Just do little interactions like that. So this is just kind of why I was so disappointed with the bookshelves in 3, because they don't quite do this little gag there. It's an important gag. Okay, I think this house is too cramped, is what I think. You won't leave them with the books, will you? Fiendish. Diabolical. It's funny there isn't any, because I don't seem to recall it being, like, mechanically a thing in this game. As you can tell from him having a portrait, he was a party leader. It's kind of funny the main character is, like, trained to become a knight, because, like, it's not necessarily a racist policy, but there's a couple things you're missing that every other knight seems to have. Can't quite put my finger on what, but something's missing. Eventually get a party of like 50-ish characters, and like a full quarter of them are centaurs. Set up in such a way that you can like have a pretty balanced party if you just like go all centaur. Anything else at the castle here? I miss the, like, big headband era of fantasy art that this is very much a part of. Okay, okay, there we go. One thing I don't miss about games with vintage is just being totally at the mercy of people wandering around like that. Oof. I want to say the king and like the main villain group are like the only with portraits that don't join your party eventually. Oh, and him. And him. Okay, so outside of this room and the villains. Oh yeah, many more books. This is a charming little gimmick they have. So now I'm off to find people who have names. One of them was up here, wasn't she? Where should we go? I struggle with not playing this in forever. Here we go. You're just joining all at once in a big batch here. Low there is in Shining the Dark, as I recall, as your healer. It'll have to be eventually, I talked about, like after the first, like, proper battle. There's definitely characters you can miss in this, though. So your party of 12 characters hang out in this room. 12 active characters, that is. Then everybody else can hang out back here. Fairly spacious, because again, it's like 50 or so characters have to cram into this room. So everybody gets exactly 4 inventory slots. Which is, in fact, very restrictive. So I'm still not allowed back here? Yeah. A lot of cute little things like that. Oh, I have no money at all, okay. Well then. No, what do you want in here? No, okay. Oh, okay, we're being all formal about it, huh? Getting ahead of myself, apparently. It's very, very, like, Dragon Quest sort of introduction here. Go talk to the king about the problems. Have somebody to go shopping with. I'm not gonna waste the turn of somebody who can actually fight with healing moves. I'm gonna win the staring contest. Back there. Church. I could have sworn there was a weapon shop. This initial fight being like shockingly hard too. I'm sure if I've mentioned this here, who's talked about people about it, but the enemy AI in this game is fascinating to me. Like, okay, that knight there definitely had enough movement to like run up and attack my characters, but they don't like to do that. They like to clump up and make sure they can get their whole little group in there to hit you at once. And of course, combat looks neat. Experience is also very, very, very rubber bandy. Yeah, they're just like getting that tight formation to make sure they can like drop somebody when I first engage them, which is not necessarily a terrible trade, but it's not what you expect out of this genre, generally speaking. And that also means that this whole cluster here will just like let me whittle them down if I don't engage the main group there. Very, very flashy spells again. Sorry with that. It's hard to keep healers like topped off on experience. Because not gonna get from attacking, generally speaking, and healing gives you a little experience, but not a lot. Someone has to need it, someone has to be like higher level than you. So they're still like not engaging, because like you can't all get in there. Which once you realize that, and you just like learn to just go slow, wait for your slower characters to catch up, know that they're not going to come rushing out. Yeah, I can probably start attacking now. So Luke is gonna just get mobbed here and probably die. Maybe not. Because none of these would advance until I, yeah, broke the ice basically by getting close enough. I finish that off. I don't know why you skipped your turn. You definitely could have done stuff. I'm getting totally surrounded here. If I can help it. Should probably start whittling this one down. Ooh, double attack. Nice. Good for Kid. There's a chance that I could have my lowly healer take that one off. That's probably go. Again, bright flashing red light. But the other weird thing about how they just like clump them up formation so the whole formation can come out and get you. Once you have higher level spells, they'll hit like a plus shape formation. They're really, really good because things are very, very frequently lined up just right for it. So you actually need this now. That gives me 12 experience. It isn't really enough, frankly. Finish that off. I really like mages in this game, so, you know, have all the experience you need. This is going very well for me, but again, if you do what you do in like most games of this nature and just like rush up to try to get the first hit in, not really, they'll just wait. It can go very badly for you. Unclear what this is nice just like sitting around for though. Oh no. And then after the fight, I can explore the area, and the rest of my party is just kind of non-entities. Not as much to explore here, honestly. It's a very simple map, but not always the case. Here we see that like terrain is a big thing in this, as far as like giving you defensive bonuses. Hans here is an elf who kind of sucks walking through the hills. Same. Elf has no real excuse. Ken, being a centaur, can go really far on, you know, open ground, but also is not super great in the mountains. Luke, being a dwarf, is slightly better. He can go 3 steps, but, you know, that space is occupied. Cyndaquil elves go faster in the woods, as you expect. Now I might as well just fly. In general, like, movement ranges and attack ranges are very surprisingly small in this. There's a lot of this setup stuff going on. Yeah, because the weird AI where, like, those goblins won't just, like, attack because they get a chance to. They have to, like, run back to their friends. Get into a nice little tight formation, and then they'll attack when they can all get in. And sometimes the combination of this means that, people who could get an attack in just won't take it. Even if you're, like, right there casting spells at them because they can't get their friends in. You know, I left all this room for... Okay, there you go. See, again, like... I'm already hitting you, and you're just hanging back. It's a very unorthodox thing for the AI to do. But I'll take it. And if I was patient, I could just have Hans pick all of these off, except for the last one. But let's properly engage them. So it ends up being like a very easy game if you understand that quirk of the AI, and if you don't, you're actually really massively outnumbered in every fight, and it's a problem. There's also like a little secret password thing that just turns the game two-player. It might only be in the second game, but one of them has it, which is interesting because you know, your friend just takes control of whatever the enemies are in the fight. But your friend probably has, you know, a better sense of strategy and tactics than they do, so... Again, just running back to get as many friends as they can in the fight. It's a very odd thing to do. And it does not work out for them, generally speaking. Except when it does. It does get more deadly later on when they have, like, actual movement range, and they can get their whole clump of, like, 4 or 5 things to just, like, rush at somebody. But when they can't, they just kind of watch their friend die. It's bizarre. R.I.P. that one goblin. Never bothered to fight back. Now they do get, like, the type advantage here of like, you know, they're in the forest and get the defense bonus, and I'm on the plains. But also, like, you know, I'm attacking them. I was gonna around the top there, but you know, might as well like form a living wall in case they do decide to actually start moving in. So yeah, so what I think about this game, it's nice to try to like spread your experience evenly. It's very rubber banding how it gets given out. There's a mechanic later on where once you get somebody up to at least level 10, I think, you can promote them to like prestige class, which resets their level to 1. I think they keep half their stats, and they have like different ability growth going on. And there's kind of some strategy when you want to do it. It leaves you very, very, very weak when you first change. But in the long run, like, you know, you want to have access to a better class. And sometimes in the really long run, you want to, like, split your leveling over the 2 evenly to max out on your, like, total experience potential. Like here, Luke is only getting 26 experience because he's now level 2 versus 48 for when he's level 1. Yeah, I'll be brave. And eventually, again, you have like 12 characters out in the field at once, which is a spicy amount to have, frankly. You don't see that in games these days. Oh, right, that is like no range, so I should have actually. Oh well. Finish that one off. I'll prepare poor Hans there as I can. Ooh. Or I'll be killed, one of them too. These are just like never gonna catch up. I would actually hang back, I think. See if I can finish this off. Eventually get some of that healing. Just stay here. A real set up. Desperately needed. So, absolute best case scenario for healing. I am a lower level, I am fully healing someone who had 1 HP. I get a whopping 19 experience. Healers are really hard to level up in Shining Force. That's why usually I honestly don't even bother bringing them along. You can play the turtle game. Anyone else hurt at all? No. Free hits. That exploitable Shining Force AI. It's like, ha ha ha, we'll form a little C at the side of the bridge, and whoever crosses first gets hit by 3 of us, but like, I can just not cross. Maybe it won't though. You know what? You got it covered. Saving room in case they don't. Well, that's unfortunate. Punish my hubris. Come on. Yeah, there you go. Killing main character. And by the way, you lose if your character goes down. This was in fact a demonstration of how that worked. Although, since I can't go back to town after that fight, because that would just make no sense, it sends me back to this little side cabin nearby, where I can meet someone else. You can also find this after that fight if you don't stupidly get the main character killed like I just did as a demonstration thing. And here we pick up 2 new characters. Nobody else is actually dead. There's that promotion thing I mentioned. That's for, like, you know, curing nasty conditions that stick around after the fight. Okay. The little hamster in the helmet joins me later, apparently, but I did get my extra healer in here. So there's a lot of, like, you know, hidden characters to find here and there like that. Yeah, I can also just visit that house after the fight to get them. But yeah, that's Shining Force's whole deal. There's some just like really eccentric characters later on, like the armadillo in the steam powered power armor, and the flying octopus in a jar wizard. Very cute game. Very unique AI. I enjoy it, and the sequel is just kind of more of the same, which is fine because the same is good.